Hey there, I'm Joe Carter. If you've ever popped the hood and thought, where do I even start? You're in good company. Around here, we take the mystery out of car repair, one fix at a time. Whether you're a beginner or just looking to sharpen your skills, there's something here for you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're into learning without the headaches. All right, that's enough from me. Let's get into it.
High-voltage ignition wires are designed for the flow of electrical vibrations that come to the plugs from the ignition coil. Reference: high-voltage ignition wires perform the following tasks: transmit pulse signals, minimizing losses, high voltage is provided, eliminate. Most of the interferences of radio-electronic equipment have a powerful insulating layer to prevent current leakage, withstand high power voltages, upper limit of 40,000 V, withstand high power voltages, upper limit, 40,000 V, retain their properties in a wide temperature range, -30 degrees Celsius per +100 degrees Celsius. In order to transmit a high current pulse, it is necessary to ensure a minimum loss of high voltage oscillations, high voltage. A resistor is used to reduce the electromagnetic fields, high voltage ignition circuit, by means of which an auxiliary electrical resistance is provided. Its location can be different in the distributor rotor runner, plug and its tip with various combinations. The carbon electrode also creates resistance and is located in the distributor cap. The most modern, effective and common way to combat unwanted vibrations is with high-voltage wires that provide distributed resistance. Device: current high-voltage wires have the following composition: conducting core. It is divided into types of copper, multi-core. It has a resistance of 0.02 ohm. In addition to such wires need resistors that suppress interference without metal in the filling, with metal coating. The distributed resistance limit is 2 k-ohm. The main part of the core consists of a fiberglass coating, graphite impregnation, linen thread, Kevlar. Often, as a coating of ferroplast, it prevents the increase of unwanted vibrations due to its characteristics. A thin metal wire is wound on top. There is a need to use additional suppression resistors without the use of metal in the filling. Such a core has a high distribution resistance, and the wiring itself does not need resistors. The materials of manufacture of such a core can be different. The most popular, 1. Cotton yarn impregnated in a solution of carbon black, resistance range, from 15 to 40 k-ohm. 2. Polymer core. Sometimes there is a reinforcement thread inside. Resistance, from 12 to 15 k-ohm. 3. Text fiber filament sprinkled with graphite. Insulation, protective layer. Insulation coating, protection of the dielectric surface of the core that conducts. Wiring can be of two types, with a single layer, with several layers. Avoiding current leakage, protection of the core from moisture, fuel and lubricants. Aggressive, from high temperature in the underhood space, mechanical defects. Metal lugs. Serve to provide electrical connection of the core with certain contacts, sockets, leads with high current capacity, of spark plugs. Coil, as well as with the distributor cap. Caps. Provide protection from corrosive influences from outside where wiring contacts interact with specific lead portals of the coil spark plugs, distributor, and prevent current leakage. They shall ensure reliable interaction with the ignition system components. Dirt must not be deposited on the contacts, resist low-high temperatures as well as sudden temperature changes. Faults. High-voltage wires are subject to some typical malfunctions, example of high-voltage wire damage connection breakage. The electrical circuit is often interrupted at the areas where the metal wiring contacts connect to the conductor, current-carrying, core. A break can also occur, when the wire is disconnected, at unreliable interaction of certain components of the ignition system, when the core is oxidized. A characteristic prerequisite for the deterioration of connections is heating sparks. This is fraught with burnout of the core metal contacts. Current leaks. The cause of leakage can be dirty wiring, dirt on the spark plugs, distributor cap, ignition coil, damaged insulation layer. Faulty wiring caps. Voltage drops from clogged wiring, plugs, distributor cap, ignition coil when insulation and wiring caps are damaged. Low temperatures detrimentally affect high-voltage wires, making them stiffer, flexible. This has the potential to damage their insulation layer, caps. Constant vibration occurs during operation of the power unit, loosens the joints. This has a negative effect on the contacts. High temperatures destroy spark plug caps because the plugs themselves are in close proximity to the heated parts of the power unit. Precipitation. The ignition system components gradually become covered with various deposits, dust, dirt, vapors, oil, etc. These deposits serve as a conductor of current, which significantly increases the risk of leakage. Damaged insulation significantly reduces the voltage. What you need to know. When purchasing, you should carefully inspect the packaging for indications of car engine models on which this wiring can be integrated. Do not install wiring that has a high distributed resistance on a car to which the ignition system generates a high voltage pulse with a minimum of energy. This is fraught with a reduction in spark power, which will entail partial ignition of the combustible mixture, start of an unheated engine. The resistance of high voltage wires can be determined by means of a tester. But wiring that has a coiled conductive core will not allow you to do this because of the variable value of resistance on the power unit at the time of its operation. Design features. The materials of the insulation layer of the wiring harness. Select wires that match the voltage of the ignition system of the specific vehicle model. The voltage limit specified in the repair and maintenance manual of the particular vehicle should not allow breakdown in the insulation. The optimal choice is wiring whose insulation and caps are resistant to low-high temperatures, silicone-based. In addition, such wiring does not accumulate moisture and liquid, which reduces the risk of electrical leakage. The wiring must be kept clean and dry throughout the entire life of the vehicle. Cleanliness can be maintained by wiping the distributor cap, plug insulators, ignition coil, the wires themselves with caps previously removed from the engine with gasoline. It is possible to determine by ear the damage of the insulating layer during the operation of the power unit, clicks, or visually. When the hood is open, in darkness, you should be able to see sparks. There may also be a glow near the ignition system instruments. This is due to high air humidity, substantial current leakage. Damage to the wire in the conductive strand, non-metallic, is indicated by the characteristic Trojan of the engine at high speeds. Then the wire approaching the plug is defective. In case of damage to the central one, the engine stalls. To prevent damage to the wiring, you need to remove it, starting with the caps. Removal for insulation is not recommended. It is necessary to monitor the tightness of the caps in the places of interaction of the wiring. This reduces the risk of oxidation of the lugs with subsequent deterioration of contacts. Therefore, it is not recommended to put the caps on completely. If cracks appear on them, replace them. In conclusion, understanding high-voltage ignition wires is essential for maintaining your vehicle's performance and efficiency. By knowing how to check these wires for wear and tear, you can prevent potential issues that could lead to costly repairs down the line. Regular inspections and timely replacements will ensure your ignition system operates smoothly, providing you with a reliable driving experience. Thank you for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for more automotive tips and insights.